this is a love and light reading for wherever you're at with your current love situation. If there is any kind of shadow holding you back, either in a current relationship, in an old relationship, or just yourself and around your love life and around your vibe, we're going to dig in. We're going to see where the love is. We're going to see where the light is, how to let that light in, and also where the shadow is. Okay, so let's start off with a couple of, oh my god, I like this, with a couple of signifier cards. We start with the Fool. I mean, there actually is no better place to start in a tarot reading, whatever you're reading for, than starting with the Fool. Because this is, of course, the Zero card. This is the New Beginning card. But we're dealing here in the realm of, if you think of it in terms of wheel or cycle, like the major arcana, we're dealing here in the realm of your shadow cycle or your shadow era, or this is kind of you and you're ready to take a leap of faith, but there's moon, there's feminine energy, there are forces that need to be explored. We're in this very strange, limerent kind of space between dawn. It's that kind of, you know, that light, if you ever stay up till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and you get that weird light that comes in. It feels like that, okay? It feels like you can still see the moon, but it's not daytime, it's not nighttime. You're betwixt and between. Then to go with that, we get this really quite creepy and spooky Two of Pentacles. And this is, if you can imagine spinning 2 plates, or rather, if you had a world on each finger, you're spinning 2 worlds. You're in between 2 worlds. It could be you're in between realizing the full potential of a relationship, or realizing the full potential of you as a loving being, but also realizing the full potential of your shadow, which is really, really interesting. I'm using a kind of gothic deck, which is this one, but I'm also using my neon deck, which is a deck that is much more full of light, okay? So I'm going to take 2 more cards, which is about the light aspect. That one wants to come out very much. And that one. Oh my god, I love that. Okay. We have the Knight of Wands, which of course, the Knight of Wands is fire. It's not just light. It's the light that comes from fire. It's this kind of combustive energy. It can be a person that you have in mind. If they have a lot of yang energy, they have a lot of fire energy, they might be a fire sign. There's somebody who kind of, I don't know, they give off energy, okay? This can also be you, but you're seeing it in another person and it's attracting you. And this can happen when you're attracted to particular traits of somebody else, but they're traits that you're actually, your own soul is seeking for. Seeking for? Seeking. Your own soul is seeking these traits for you. It wants to awaken them in you, and it recognizes them in someone else. I do like this. It can be a bit risky. So this can be if there's somebody you've got your eye on, or somebody in your kind of love arena, whether it's, you know, ex, whether it's situation, whether it's full-blown whatever, who is a little, who likes to drive close to the edge. They have that edge. They make you feel alive. They are alive. They have alive vibes. And then to go with that, we get the Magician. I do like this energy. Not gonna lie, like when you get the Magician, it can be a little bit more edgy, a little bit more dangerous, a little bit more mysterious, because it's a magician. And if you think in terms, it's, for me, the Magician is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, kind of air sign energy. But also if you think in terms of what a magician does, you know, smoke and mirrors and tricks of the light. But also when you get the Magician and it's in like a love reading, even though this is like a love, light, shadow reading, it speaks of the curtain and the stage and what's happening where you can see it, but also what's happening where you can't see it. Okay? And I'm going to go out on a limb here straight away and say what's happening here is a lot of unseen things. Let me know in the comments if that resonates with you, and give me one word that would encapsulate it, or maybe two max. Okay, one word that would encapsulate your situation, or how, a word for those unseen things. Okay, mine is discombobulated, but that's just me. Use any word you like, be as poetic as you like, because I'm probably dealing here with a lot of empaths and poets. Okay, I'm going to take a Shadow Fates Oracle card as well. I think that what you're cycling through between these two worlds is very subtle, and a lot of people who aren't empaths, poets, psychics, tarot readers, magic people, whatever you want to call yourself, aren't going to see it, and they're not going to even feel it. And they're not going to... Oof, I knew this is so weird. Yes. I'm going to go for a third one. So weird, because I was going to... And where is it? I was going to bring my mask. And now I know why. Oh, there it is. There it is. Right. There might be a mask on the thumbnail of this reading. Hang on. Found it. Right. Okay. Love it. Can I wear my mask and my tiara at the same time? 3 shadow cards. The biggest one. That one. The mask. The hidden aspects of the self. And somehow, whatever your love situation is, you have locked on to something which is something that you seek and something that you need to dare to bring out of yourself. And the other thing I get is that if you do that, it will also move your situation on. It will bring more light into the situation. It will bring more oxygen. It will bring more breath. I would say that both of you are wearing a mask, or are masking something. The heart. Oof. That is a big one, as the actress said to the bishop. That is big. I mean, it just is. You know, when you've been doing tarot for a while and you know your decks. I know this deck. One really like poignant card for this deck is the mask. The other one is the heart. You've just got both of them. It's masking the heart. It's bricking up the heart. It's... You are dealing with someone who vacillates between being all out there and everything you can see, and then also at the same time, and I got this in a reading a little while back, there's like a membrane that you cannot get past, and it feels like that membrane is a mask. That is such a weird channeled image. And then you get the labyrinth. I actually really like this card, but it's difficult to deal with. I know it's difficult to deal with because it's that kind of box within a box within a box within a box, a heart within a box within a heart within a box, a box, a box. Think of it in terms of those little dolls that you used to get where, you know, it goes bigger and then little and little and little and little and a series, and they're all inside each other. There's something like that going on here. Tell us the shadow at the heart of the matter. I love that. By the way, if this is really dinging your bell, do remember to, I can never remember the word for it, hype the video. That's it. Do hype the video. Hype lives in, if you go like where like is on your phone and then there's comments, sort of slide the comments to the left and you can hype the video. Just helps it to get out to more people. It gives me a little chuffy. I'm like, people like the video. Because when I do these videos, like today, I had no idea I was going to do this. And it was really like, I must do this shadow, light, love video. And you never know, like with all the specifics and everything, if anybody's actually hearing it on the other end. So do, and let me know if you can, share your situation a little in the comments so that we can all like band together. Don't put personal details in, obviously, and only share as much as you want. But I do feel that there will be like a community for this video, because I feel like you're kind of in the same arena. The heart of the matter, the heart of the shadow matter, is the Wheel of Fortune. This is an absolutely beautiful card. And here we have somebody who's going to like a tarot reader, magic, sage, you know, I'm trying to think of the word, crone. I don't like the word crone though, I'm going to have to admit that. I find it off-putting and I don't know why. So just a magic woman. He goes to the magic woman and he's seeking answers. So at the heart of the matter, you're seeking answers. And the person that you're dealing with, are they the question or are they the answer? This is what we want to know. Heart of the Fairy Oracle, we need to do a little bit of this. Are they the question? Are they the answer? This is a relationship that I feel it glitters and it gleams and it has opportunity, and you can feel the kind of, it feels almost cellular and dazzly and energy, and but it also at the same time there's something that doesn't add up, or there's something that doesn't, yeah, makes, oh, I love that. Look, this deck is so good. This is Brian and Wendy Frood, Heart of the Fairy Oracle. Those of you that have been with me a while know what it means when we get the Prince of Shadows. Oof, yes, that is the same as the kind of magician card in a way. When you get the Prince of Shadows, it's a little bit mad, bad and dangerous to know. And let's have a look as well at the cards on the table. Hopefully this will work. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. So you can just see. Yeah, we're going to put Prince of Shadows down here. Nobody puts the Prince of Shadows in the corner. You're in the middle because you're the heart of the matter, and you came up with the Prince of Shadows. So you two arrived at the party together. Okay. The Prince of Shadows is alluring and magnetic and has a lot of riz, okay? It's the eyes as well, these dark kind of arresting eyes. But this is a person who lives in shadow. So this could be somebody that is living in your shadow, or you're living in their shadow, or the two of you are almost like when you do shadow puppets on a wall, you're kind of circling each other's shadow. And it's, you know, this can be quite exhausting. So I'm going to say, just as a complete side issue, and let me know in the comments what you do when you feel psychically exhausted, because frankly, I would like to know as much as anyone else, because this could feel physically draining to you, especially if you are a very psychic kind of person, but also psychically draining because it's like this relationship has no off switch. And it's like it almost doesn't matter whether it's on or whether it's off, because there is no off switch. So you're just sort of, it's a bit like a mini, I used to have a mini car, like a, I don't know if it was a Mini Cooper or whatever it was. It was really old and really shit and really cheap. And the heater was broken on. So in August, driving my friends in that car with windows that fell out, we literally had this heater that you could never turn off. And for some reason, this is kind of reminding me of this. Now, you're coming up here as the Lady of the Forest, which I absolutely love, and is a very different vibe to the Prince of Shadows. Because the Lady of the Forest, the thing that you have going on that the other side of this equation doesn't, and by the way, there will be an extended reading for this. I will do a you and me side by side granular reading, and I'll link that one below at the end. But you are connected to nature in a way that this person has not yet discovered. So if you are, depending on your situation, if you are very ensconced in this, get out to nature, look at some trees, be around trees, water, be safe obviously, but it will drive, and I'm getting channeled message, positive ions, and I'm going to level with you, I don't really know what they are, because sometimes I get channeled messages about things I don't know about, so if anybody does know, tell me in the comments. You need positive ions. So you are the Lady of the Forest. This is the Prince of Shadows. The Wheel of Fortune is in the middle, which is frankly a lot. There is also a sense of not gambling, but being open to fortune. I'm going to take a couple more light cards actually. Tell us how this converts into light. Oof. 5 of Pentacles, I get it. You're both alone, but you are together in your aloneness. And Temperance, I love that for you. This card is difficult. Even though it's a card that's coming in as light, it's difficult because essentially you're alone. You and this person, and this has been coming up in a lot of readings. It's come up in a few of the monthly star sign readings. It's come up in some of the situation board readings. It's come up in previous love readings. You and this person, you kind of walk side by side, but you're also both alone, because I feel like both of you walk in a shadow of becoming independent at a young age, and it's usually around 5, which is the age in the UK at least that you go to school. But it's like being a bit of a one-off, being independent, and it's not lonely, because I think I'm dealing with a lot of people here who don't get lonely. It's about being alone in the world. It's about being different. It's about being an outsider. It's about being the stranger in the town. It's a very interesting vibe. And in this other person, in this other energy, you've got someone who is also a stranger that can walk alongside you, but you're still both alone. It's really weird. And then we get Temperance, which I really, really like. If you can balance this shadow side with the light side, it would benefit this connection enormously. Okay? Tell us what we can do, please, or tell us about course of action here. And it won't be very 3D action, I can already tell. Yeah. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm going to take a third one. And I'll tell you what they are. That one. Yeah. We've got the 8 of Pentacles, which is about doing the work, but it's not 3D work. It's like psychic work. It's the work of balancing your shadow side, your magic side, your light side, And it depends as well for you, like your intuition, and I feel like I'm getting quite high priestess vibes here. Your intuition is going to tell you whether it's, because there needs to be times in this relationships where you dwell in the shadows, and there needs to be times where you dwell in the light. And intuitively, you're going to know what those are. And if it's a time when you should be dwelling in the shadows, you would be withdrawing from this connection more, as in you won't be as available, or you won't be allowing it into your 3D life, but you are doing the work in the 5D. It's really hard to explain, but I think you'll get it. I think you already do get it. It feels like cosmic balancing, and it feels like... And it's weird because I'm getting a lot of things about spells and cauldrons and witches, but it's not that kind of must stir up a spell, you know. It's more getting the chemistry right. You're both the magician here. And there's alchemy. It's alchemy. That's what it is. Alchemy. It's weird. I haven't had this before. We get the 7 of Pentacles. Call that like counting the bones. Counting the bones of this. You may love the bones of this person. You may... It's about counting whether it's atoms or cells or bones, or counting the material of the relationship, but it's not necessarily in the 3D. I'm also getting... God, I'm getting so many channel messages. Poof. I'm getting like as if your relationship wove a fabric. You know that membrane, like wove a fabric. The fabric of this relationship. Assessing the fabric of this relationship. And maybe even repairing some of the fabric of the relationship. But when it comes to repairing the fabric of any kind of fabric, often it's very conservative when you do it. You do it with webbing and things like that. And then we get the World. Recognise the cycle that you're in. You don't particularly need to do more than that at the moment, because honestly, that is not an easy task to recognise the cycle that you're in. Most people walk around fully unaware of the cycle that they're in. And I feel as well, I mean, I'm doing this reading in June, it's like a tipping point of the year. I feel like you're at the tipping point of a cycle here. Yes. I'll hold that one up in a minute. Yes. Yes, okay. Talk about that in a minute too. So there you are, you're the Queen of Cups. Intuition active. And I feel like you don't need to do, in inverted commas, anything at the moment. It would be a mistake to do anything. This is all about adjustment. This is all about, you're not even trying to access the light and get the light to get rid of the shadow. You're not trying to come out of the shadow. You're not trying to move into the light. What you're trying to do is get easy with where you're at and to fully embody it. Just got a bee coming up to the window. I don't know if anybody needs to know about that. Really nice as well. Really nice bee. We get that Queen of Cups, which is, of course, the Queen, scries. Gorgeous. She doesn't make moves. Yeah, empathy and compassion, intuition active. This is you. And also those of you that may have tried to change yourself a bit in order to move this relationship on, go in the opposite direction. You need to be more of you. More of you. And we get this with the Page of Swords, which is initial thoughts. Initial thoughts, initial words, initial ideas, along with the 9 of Wands, which is just saying, remember, just to protect yourself, just to have your boundaries in place. And those boundaries may be silken threads. They don't have to be brick walls. You know yourself. You know your boundaries. I love this. It's kind of like bloom where you are, even if you're in the shadow. Yeah, that's always a reminder to us, the Two of Swords, especially if we want things. Oh, that's interesting. Let's look at that. If we want things to be different. We get the Two of Swords and we get the Seven of Swords. There is something here about the mask, and there is something here about hiding. Okay? And I'm going to take one of these for that. I don't think this is deception. Hiding isn't always deception, and the Seven of Swords isn't always deception. And also, there's a time to hide and there's a time to be seen here. Oh, I like this. You get the hidden village. This is about the hiding. What part of yourself remains unseen or unexplored? How might you discover or rediscover the hidden piece of your identity? Oof, that's a lot. Okay. There's a lot here about identity. There's a lot here about the mask. It feels very electrifying. It feels very alive. It feels as if you may have been feeling frustrated if you were looking at things in terms of action, reaction, the 3D. This is not a relationship that thrives on 3D. Okay, but it's also a relationship, it grows in the shadow and it grows in the light. Oh, I like this. I'm just taking a couple of these Mystic Maiden Oracle cards, and this is maybe for one or two of you, the Herbalist. Some of you, and I have no idea about this, so I'm not recommending any herbs, obviously, good grief. Some of you can do this. And it's part of your identity. These can also be hidden messages for what you should be doing with your life. I love that. A spiritual awakening, and this comes out of the shadow. Whew. I love that. Let's just dig into that a bit more. And I just want to take one more. Yes! Oh my God! Oh my God! We have the shadow and then we have the light. Oh my God, that is so gorgeous! Whew. Okay, woof. I'm going to go and do the extended reading. The extended reading will be you and me side by side, okay? And we will continue to channel and dig and get behind and get underneath and get below and get everywhere. Whew, no stone unturned. Okay, I link it below. If you're still here, you're meant to be. Namaste.